Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well informed. We take a stack of sources and pull out those surprising facts, the essential nuggets of knowledge. Today, we're diving headfirst into the electrifying world of cricket. We've seen it all recently, haven't we? Explosive T20 power hitting, record breaking test match endurance, and those utterly dramatic day four collapses. We've got a fantastic collection of sources for you, recent match highlights. These are from YouTube channels like MLC Network, LA TV HD, and Windy's Cricket. Our mission really is to extract the most captivating plays, those truly surprising standout performances, and the pivotal moments that didn't just happen but actively define these intense cricket encounters. We want to show you how these different formats bring out unique challenges and honestly incredible displays of skill. So ready? Let's unpack this. Okay, to kick things off, let's jump into the vibrant energy of Major League Cricket 2025. We're looking at match 30. This was the group stage final between the LA Knight Riders and the San Francisco Unicorns.
Now, the top four teams were already decided, but that crucial seeding was still very much up for grabs.
Yeah, and what's immediately striking in this match is just the sheer aggression, the intent shown by the Knight Riders batting lineup, like from ball one, it really set the tone.
It absolutely did. Andre Fletcher, they call him the Spice Man, right? He made an immediate thunderous impact, wasn't just hitting boundaries, he was lacing those gorgeous drives with real intent right from the word go. This match saw him rack up his 45th T20 half century. I mean, that's consistency.
It really is.
And he already has 4 T20 centuries to his name, including one earlier this season, in this MLC season. He eventually went for a blistering 92 off just 40 deliveries, caught by Jake Fraser-McGurk in the end. How does a batter keep that kind of strike rate going against, top-tier bowling in such a high-stakes game?
Well, that's a great question. When you watch Fletcher, it's not just brute force, is it? He picks his moments so brilliantly. He capitalizes on even the slightest error in length or line from the bowler. You see him commit fully to his shots, and his ability to clear the ropes under pressure is just phenomenal. He really forces the bowlers to rethink their plans, basically, from the very first over.
And it wasn't just Fletcher dominating either. Alex Hales found his rhythm in a big way, too. Notched up a half century that, well, according to the commentary, marked the end of a bit of a dry spell for him in season 3. And then he clubbed an astonishing 29 runs in 1 over. Talk about a statement innings, right?
Wow.
Even made the most of a free hit in there. He eventually departed for 58, also caught by Jake Fraser-McGurk. That free hit is such a T20 game changer, isn't it?
It truly is. Hales' 29 run over wasn't just power, though. That free hit allowed him to swing without consequence. It turned a potentially risky shot into just pure power play. It's a classic example of how T20 rules are really designed to reward that audacious batting, puts immense pressure back on the fielding side.
Their partnership was just phenomenal. 94 runs for that first wicket in the 8th over alone.
Yeah.
Then something completely unexpected halted the momentum. Rain. A rain delay at 10 overs. Knight Riders were already at a formidable 112 for 1.
Right.
But even that couldn't deter them, really. Rutherford continued the powerful hitting, helped them reach 191 for 2. And Eamon hit one that the commentators just said went a long way.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the Knight Riders set this massive total, 233 for 9.
It was indeed a monumental target. And the San Francisco Unicorns, well, they had their bomb squad openers, Finn Allen and Matt Short. They were known for hitting more sixes than anyone else in the competition, something like 123 coming into this match. So you'd expect them to really launch this chase.
You would, but their chase started with some serious early setbacks, almost immediately. Dominic Drakes, making his MLC debut, picked up a wicket right away, got Finn Allen.
Big wicket.
Huge. And then, in a moment that honestly makes you double take, Jake Fraser-McGurk was out, first ball duck, via what was described as a remarkable stumping.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, the keeper, Adisha Ganesh, he actually fumbled it, but the ball still managed to hit the stumps hard enough to dislodge the bails.
Incredible.
It was just a wild, chaotic start for the Unicorns.
That remarkable stumping of McGurk wasn't just bizarre. It highlights how even a slight misjudgment from the batter, combined with that relentless pressure from the fielding side, it can lead to game-changing dismissals in this fast format.
Yeah.
There's those split-second errors that T20 just capitalizes on. And the psychological blow of such a quirky early dismissal, well, it can be immense.
You can almost feel the air go out of the dugout, can't you? However, Sanjay Krishnamurthy emerged as a genuine hero for the Unicorns. He really did. Described as one of the bright sparks in their chase. Reached a half-century with tremendous power and exhibition stuff.
Yeah, he played brilliantly.
Really muscling those sixes and fours. He contributed an incredible 92 runs off 40 balls himself.
His performance was stellar, absolutely. And despite other contributions like Hassan Khan's 35 runs and Xavier Bartlett hit some big ones, the Unicorns just couldn't quite get over the line. The commentary noted they got so close and now it's just fizzled out.
Right.
The game concluded with the Unicorns matching the Knight Riders' total. Also finished at 233 for 9.
So a tie.
A tie, exactly. Which in MLC group stages usually means teams share points or maybe net run rate decides it. Though the commentary just said the game was done, kind of implying the final group stage positions were confirmed without needing a super over.
Right.
What an absolutely nail-biting finish, though.
That MLC match truly showcased the explosive, rapid-fire nature of T20 cricket, didn't it? Momentum shifts in a single ball, a tie feels like a massive climax. But okay, from that blink-and-you-miss-it intensity, let's pivot now. Let's go to the ultimate test of endurance and strategic patience. Day 2 of the second test match between South Africa and Zimbabwe.
Right, quite the shift in pace. And Zimbabwe, well, they were certainly pushed against the wall. The morning of Day 2 began with South Africa already sitting pretty at 465 runs overnight. Their captain was on an impressive 264 already. So Zimbabwe, facing a monumental task from the get-go.
Indeed. And South Africa's batting was just relentless. Brevis, who started at 15 unbeaten, kept up an impressive strike rate before he departed for 30. Got an outside edge, though they checked for a no ball. But then, Captain Van Malda, this is where it gets really interesting.
Oh, absolutely. He went on an absolute record-breaking spree. First, he surpassed Graeme Smith's 277. That gave him the highest score by a South African captain in test matches at 279.
Incredible start.
Just the start.
Yeah. And then, the truly monumental moment.
Yeah.
He's 300 not out.
Yeah.
He became only the second South African to achieve that in test match cricket, and crucially, the first as captain.
That's the key bit.
Commentary called it an exhibition of test match batting, blending aggression and defense just perfectly. He even equaled Hashim Amla for the highest score by a South African player in test cricket. Expert, how does a batter sustain that level of focus and execution for over 300 runs in a test match? That's not just skill, it's immense mental fortitude, surely.
It speaks to an incredible mental game.
Absolutely.
Maintaining focus for that long, through countless overs, different bowling attacks, it's incredibly draining, mentally, physically. Mulda's ability to seamlessly switch between that resolute defense and aggressive scoring meant Zimbabwe could never quite settle on a plan. You know,
Right.
He showed complete mastery over his innings, knew exactly when to absorb pressure, when to counterattack. It's a true demonstration of the unique demands of Test cricket. It's as much a mental marathon as it is a physical one.
And he wasn't even done there. Not content with that, he then went on to hold the highest total by a batter in Test cricket for South Africa, eventually reached 367, and was still batting at lunch with an opportunity to break the world record, they were saying. And while he was doing all that, the team just kept piling on the runs, reached 500, then 600, maintaining a dominant run rate of more than 6 to the over. It was just pure dominance.
Meanwhile, Zimbabwe's struggles were pretty evident. Their short-length strategy, it just proves largely ineffective. It lacked consistent pace, consistent accuracy. It allowed the South African batters to either ride the bounce or just leave the ball alone.
Yeah.
You could almost see their mental state shifting from trying to take wickets to, well, kind of looking at when are South Africa going to declare rather than how are we going to bowl them out. Especially after being out there in the field for over 100 overs. It's just demoralizing.
And to make matters worse for Zimbabwe, they had a disastrous start to their batting innings. News came through that Sean Williams was unwell, so they had a reworked batting order.
Not ideal.
Not at all. And then the quick wickets just tumbled. Kitana went first ball, outside edge. Dion Myers departed for just 1 run. Suddenly, Zimbabwe are in heaps of trouble at 4 for 2.
Ouch.
It's so tough to recover from that, especially after such a long, draining time in the field.
Yeah, Zimbabwe's start was certainly catastrophic. Such a stark contrast to the dominant batting we just witnessed. And speaking of dramatic conclusions, let's shift our focus now to Day 4 of the West Indies versus Australia Test. Every ball there felt like a potential turning point, didn't it, with the series on the line?
Absolutely. Day 4, series on the line. That's where Test cricket truly shines, I think. Australia was ahead by 254 runs going into the day. They needed 3 more wickets to get the West Indies back into bat and chase the target. But Shamar Joseph immediately delivered for the West Indies, dismissed the Australian captain Pat Cummins for 4.
Big wicket again.
And later got Alex Carey for a solid 30. Hawkeye confirmed that crucial ball was wicket hitting, so, no room for doubt there.
Australia's innings eventually wrapped up when Josh Hazelwood was the final man out. His middle stump got rocked back. That set the West Indies a challenging target, 277 runs. And Mitchell Starc was visibly eager to bowl. You could see it. That sign of his predatory instinct.
Definitely.
And he, along with Nathan Lyon, finished with 3 wickets each, really showcasing Australia's complete bowling dominance in that innings.
But the West Indies chase, it just began with an early collapse. It was tough viewing. John Campbell went for a duck. The original out decision was upheld on review. Casey Carty departed for 10 off 20. Craig Brathwaite's disappointing test, as they called it, ended with his dismissal for 7.
Yeah, not his best series.
And Brandon King, who actually looked pretty good, had a nice cover drive for 4, but then he was cleaned up by a magnificent delivery from Pat Cummins.
Cummins was on fire.
This left West Indies just precarious. 33 for 4 at lunch, needing a mammoth 244 more runs, only 6 wickets left.
It truly felt like the Aussies' game to lose at that point, didn't it?
Complete.
And the struggle just continued post-lunch. Shai Hope scored 17 off 25, caught by Josh Hazelwood. Rustin Chase showed a promising innings, actually. Got 34 off 41, hit a 6, but was unlucky to be out on review. The ball just clipping the stumps.
Agonizing.
It's fascinating how technology now verifies those wicket-hitting decisions, though. Adds another layer of precision, maybe drama, to an already high-stakes moment. Alzari Joseph hit some clean strike 6s, but was eventually dismissed for 13 by Nathan Lyon. Dustin Graves went for 2. And Mitchell Starc's strategic move, going around the wicket, proved incredibly effective there.
Yeah, Stark's decision to go around the wicket when there wasn't much swing. That was a textbook strategic pivot, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
It completely changes the angle of delivery. It makes it harder for right-handers to play straight, significantly increases the chance of hitting the stumps, especially maybe for tail-enders who might struggle with that different line.
Right.
It shows how, even without swing, a bowler can still create wicket-taking opportunities, just through subtle changes in angle, seam presentation.
Precisely. And despite the team's overall struggles, Shamar Joseph did have an entertaining innings of 24. He even passed 100 runs to the series, which was something.
Good for him.
Yeah, before being caught by Bo Webster. He really tried to fight back.
In the very end, Jaden Seals hit a 4 and a 6. Looked like he might provide some late fireworks. But then he was caught by Nathan Lyon, wrapping up the West Indies innings for 143.
And just like that, Australia won the second test by 133 runs, secured the series 2-0, a dominant performance, really, and a clinical finish to the series.
Wow. What a deep dive this has been. We've journeyed through the raw power, the rapid scoring of T20, saw how quickly momentum can shift, games tied in a flash. Then we delved into the grinding endurance, the record-setting milestones of Test cricket, where mental fortitude, sustained concentration, that defines true greatness. And finally, we explore the strategic brilliance required to win at the highest levels, where every single delivery on day 4 can be a turning point.
Yeah, from a ball just hitting the stumps right to dislodge the bails in that bizarre stumping, to a captain's historic 367-run innings. And the sheer drama of a test match series being decided on day 4. These are the moments that really stick with you, aren't they? They show the incredible range of skills, the pressures involved in cricket.
Definitely. So, thinking about these different cricket formats, how do the varying demands on players, that immediate burst needed for T20 versus the sustained concentration of a test match, how does that influence the development of mental toughness and strategic adaptability? And maybe what can we as learners just watching this take from these sporting insights into our own challenges, our own pursuits, something to think about?